Alrighty, today I have two topics to talk about. First one, so somebody wanted me to do work for them, right? And previously I did work for the person's sister, and I was charging 25 an hour to just like do handyman work, right? So the sister texted me and she's like, "Hey man, I got a bunch of stuff I need to do. Can you do it?" And then I go, "Yeah, sure, but it's gonna be $40 an hour," which for handyman work is very good deal. Like you can't find anyone under 60 to do handyman work, but you know they're a friend's sister, so $40 an hour works. So I was like, "Yeah, it'll be 40 an hour," and then she was like, "But you told my sister it'll be 25 an hour." But I'm like, I got too much work on my hands, and if I wasn't working for you, I'll blow past 40 an hour, like when I'm actively working. So it's actually not worth it for 25 an hour, like very not worth it. So I kind of told her that, and I said it very politely. I was like, "Hey, like I have too much work on my hands. I'm leaving the country in a few days or like a week or two, and I have more work than I can actually physically do in that time. So, 40 an hour." And she was like, "Okay," but then she took back her word, whatever. Which is fine. She just didn't think I could do it all in 2 days, which I totally could because I'm a G. But then the sister texted me. She was like, "Since when do you charge $40 an hour?" And I was like, kind of like, how do you have the audacity to say that? Because I literally texted her this, and I said it in a way that it would is basically like irrefutable. I said, "I don't think it's unreasonable for me to want to be a cheap alternative when especially when the work would be flawless." Because I actually started taking pride in my work, because it used to just be like I just paint whatever, I don't really care, but now it's like I do everything to the best of my ability, because ostinato rigor, of course, and just like what my dad told me. So and goodwill compounds so much faster than money ever will. Like that's a whole different topic, but goodwill compounds so quickly. Money, not so quickly. But yeah, I was like, yeah, I don't think it's unreasonable for me not to be a cheap alternative. And she just like said some irrelevant stuff. But what's interesting? You guys, I don't know who's watching, but you might be like, "Oh yeah, $40 an hour is a lot," but it actually isn't, because think about this. I was thinking about this earlier. Imagine how many billionaires there are out there, or like millionaires, who would give up everything to be my age and broke. That like they would literally be like, "Oh, I have $10 billion net worth, but I'm 70. I would give all of it away to be 19 and poor." I'm 19 and like not totally poor. So if the billionaires would give up everything to be in this position, my time's actually worth a lot more. Like I don't know, you could be like, it could be 5,000 an hour, you know what I mean? But no one's gonna pay you that, but that's how you should view it, right? So you can do work for like 60, 70 an hour, and that's good, but that your actual worth is like 5,000, because think about all the paths you can go on right now. And as you grow up, even though the amount you're getting paid might be a little more, your actual worth is probably going down. Because imagine you're 40 and you don't have as many options, and you don't have time. Time is like super duper important. So it might be lower, but right now I'm like 19. The knowledge I have right now is going to compound so much over the next like 40, 50 years that it's like it's worth like 5,000 an hour. So when you're doing all the stupid stuff that you do, just think some billionaire would give up everything to be in my position and broke. So just like think about how much your time is actually worth, you know what I mean? Don't sell yourself short. Like if you're getting, I don't know, like the 25 an hour, it's like some people may be like, "Yeah, that's really good," but like, really? Like you could read this book. It's more worth it than 25 an hour. It's like this, I love this book, and it's gonna impact you way more than like 25 an hour. What, you're gonna make like at most $250 a day? Like that's not worth it. But Yeah. Second topic. This is I'm just gonna start with this. Nicotine improves cognitive function and your focus, and it holds off Parkinson's disease. But nicotine kind of has a bad rep because of like cigarettes and vape. What's interesting is nicotine itself isn't addictive. It's like the 5,000 other chemicals in the cigarettes and like 500 other chemicals in the vapes that make it super addictive. And the addictive qualities comes from the intensity plus the speed, like the time delay from when you like ingest it to when it affects your brain. So like cigarettes and vapes, you smoke it, 10 seconds later you're buzzed. Super duper addictive. But nicotine itself isn't actually addictive. Interesting fact. So I decided, I looked at like a scale of what was the slowest release nicotine products, and it was like vapes, cigarettes. There was like 7 in total, but then there was like gum. There was like some spray you put in your mouth. Maybe those are interchangeable. I don't know which one's first and second. And then the last one was nicotine patches. Nicotine patches, you just put them on over like 24 hours. You get like 7 milligrams of nicotine. You can like cut them up to make them a certain size to like affect, you know, how much you're gonna take in that time. So I was like, man, I should probably do this because of all like the benefits, and nicotine patches just can't. They just can't get you addicted or cause dependency, because it's just like, again, intensity and time delay. It's not intense at all. You don't get buzzed whatsoever, and time delay is all day, you know. So yeah. And they also have a 94% failure rate when someone's trying to quit smoking and like cigarettes, vaping. They have a 94% like failure rate. So it's literally, it's not addictive like at all. And I also read a bunch of like testimonies of people online saying, hey man, I did it for like 9 months every single day, and it was like really helping me, and then I just like stopped cold turkey, no problem. I think the words they used was like no problem, zip, nada, and like a few others. And I called Liad. Oh, I texted him. I said, hey, look into using nicotine as a nootropic. And I already knew what this dude was going to do. Maybe I'm a genius. Who knows? He instantly texted me. He was like, don't do that. It's a bad idea. And I think he tried convincing me to not do it for like 10 minutes. And then he called me. And I was like, you didn't even look into this at all. Because, I've seen all my friends vape and everything. So, it's like, I'm not, like, unaware of all the effects of it. And if I'm doing it, there must be a reason, right? And assuming I'm not an idiot. Maybe I am. Who knows? And, I was like, just look into it. And I feel like, and I told him to call me afterwards. And I feel like he's going to look into it and then call me. And he's like, I see what you're saying. I kind of agree, but I wouldn't risk it. But my response to that is, that's not how I live. Like, if I lived like that, I wouldn't have dropped out of college. Because what? Like, for me, it's just zero safety nets. You make a decision, you just go with it, run with it. And I think it's the same with this. I look at all the information, and it's like, yeah, if you vape and do cigarettes, yeah, it's super addictive. But nicotine gum, that's bordering, that's like bordering something I wouldn't do. But nicotine patches, that's like, I feel like there's like a 0% chance anything's ever gonna happen. So I'm gonna take it, and I've been using it for like 2 days now. I feel basically the same. Not even basically the same. I feel the same. There's like nothing's really happening. I don't know if it's a placebo, but I'm just working. There's no I just start working and I just don't stop. And usually there's like a little bit of, I don't want to do this, but I still do it anyway because I'm a little bitch. Also, side point, I feel like I'm the type of person that could totally if I smoked cigs for like 6 months, I could just stop just because I think I got immense willpower. But we're not going to try that out. So I'm just going to make a claim and provide no proof. But yeah, I just listen to too much Goggins, so maybe that's just in my head. Propaganda. But yeah, that's that. So I'm gonna try it, and it's gonna be fine because that's just how stuff works. I just do things, and they always just seem to work out. Fuck knows how. But yeah, two key points. Don't undersell yourself, and nicotine patches could be a nootropic. We're gonna see.